everyone, and welcome back to the Psychology Pages. Recently, I've become obsessed with one thing: the market structure. Higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. Are we in the trend continuation or the trend reversal? And honestly, I think I've never looked at the charts like that. I open the charts and immediately I'm starting to ask the question: are we in a trend continuation? Are we creating here higher low? Or did we maybe just break the structure? And funny thing is that I'm not even looking for the entries anymore. I'm looking for the answers. At first, I thought it was something good because at the end, understanding the structure is very important. But then I realized something, and maybe you too, from my last trades, that the more I wanted to predict the structure, the less I was looking what was actually happening. And I constantly wanted to be right instead of just trying to read correctly the charts. And maybe you realize this as well, that I was more looking on the recent trades, on the structure, but not on the rules of my strategy. And I think it happens to a lot of us. We're trying to learn something new concept, new tool, new way of reading the markets, and it is helping us to improve us. And then we are seeing it everywhere. And suddenly every swing matters, every pullback matters, every candle is important. But the structure there is not to predict, but to provide the context. And that was a huge shift for me, because before I was trying to read the markets like a crystal ball and trying to predict which direction it's going. And now, while I'm looking more clearly on the structure, I can now ask myself more rational question: what the market is showing me. And this is where I noticed a very specific pattern. Whenever the structure became unclear, I became uncomfortable. And it's not because I was losing money, but because I didn't have certainty. So for example, maybe there is a strong impulse, maybe the first pullback, nothing goes wrong, but suddenly I want answer. And that desire for certainty creates behavior. I started to look at the lower time frames. I started overanalyzing. I was trying to find the reason. And that is the trigger. Not fear, not greed, but uncertainty. And one thing that I've been learning recently is that the trader doesn't need to know what will happen, but the good trader needs to know how to deal with uncertainty. Because the structure will never tell us the future, but it helps us to organize the probabilities. So now when I'm analyzing the charts, I am not trying to analyze the structure and thinking, yeah, the price is going that direction, but more asking, what evidence do I currently have? And this is already a calmer question. And surprisingly, it often leads to the better decisions. One thing that I realized is that recognizing those patterns is only the first step, because knowing that certain situation triggers you doesn't automatically stop the reaction. I know that the first pullback makes me nervous. I know that unclear structure make me overanalyze. And yet it still happens in the real time. I am still reacting on those things. So recently I started to prepare myself more like an athlete before the race. Mentally, I am preparing for the things that will happen in the future. And this is what I want to talk about in the next video. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you want more psychology videos, check out those ones here, and see you next time. Bye!